Alright guys, let's do this. Questions and answers videos again. Got, once again, quite a few questions in the comments. And also, if I've already answered some of these questions, I will not answer them again. I'll eventually put the information in the description, blah de blah de blah, etc. etc. I might repeat answering some of these questions just because I don't remember all of them. I remember a lot of them. And some of them are asked a little differently, etc. Let's just get into it. Alright, so Pittswill50 asks, have I ever herard of the Sly Cooper series for PS2, and do you like them? I've never heard of them. Sysouvanh, WTF, why no one tell me about SC2? I guess that would be StarCraft 2. And most people don't tell me stuff either, even though I have a channel that I do Let's Plays on. A lot of the stuff I find just on To The Game. That's where I learn about a lot of stuff. Or NoobTube. NoobTube is awesome. Yow. Oh, okay. MaxErd2 asks, where do you buy those awesome shirts? Generally, I get them from my mom for presents from thrift stores. Yeah. I get the cream of the crop. I don't do very good finding shirts. Okay, it works. Okay. Let me pause the recording for a second. I also forgot to mention that nice widescreen. Logitech decided to update their software, so hey, we're going with widescreen now. Score. Alright, continuing on. Do I believe in aliens? Brokensteellord. Aliens meaning extraterrestrial life? I almost certainly, I believe, it's kind of hard. Believe is a different thing than think it's so likely it's bound to exist. Now, beyond that, sentient extraterrestrial life, I also think that that's probably, well, it gets quite a bit less likely. I mean, the oxygenation of the atmosphere at a very specific time in the development of single-celled organisms to make multi-celled organisms a capable thing. There's some... We had to get a lot of stuff set just right to be able to have, sentient life, but I think just by the odds of it, there's so many planets that have life on them that sentient life has to exist somewhere. WiiMan4500 asks, my question, what 3 Fallout 3 weapons would you have and why? I guess a sniper rifle because that would be cool. The combat shotgun because it would be one of the better ones for a layman to use if I ever had to defend myself. And maybe I'd get like the Gatling laser or the plasma rifle just because it'd be new technology and I'd sell it to the government and make lots of money. Okay, that was actually kind of interesting. Okay. BrainLiquor1 asks, do you think YouTube should consider allowing commentators, I guess that would be me, to make profits from game reviews and LPs? They already allow profits for game reviews. Now LPs is a slightly different situation. It is for commentary, but it ends up being a sizable portion of the media, which means that it's less of a gray area. It's more of a not something that you might, I don't know, it's really not YouTube's fault, essentially. It's YouTube trying to give us as much freedom to make money as they can without getting sued themselves. So I'm not generally too angry about YouTube on that sort of thing. Smackdownaddict asks, do I know Spoony One? I've heard of him. I think he's got that Phantasmagoria LP that everybody's thrilled about. I don't like the fact that he does post-narration. Although, for some reason, I can handle Mind of Freeman. Mind of Freeman's pretty cool. Okay. And would I consider doing an LP with him? Sure. Why not? If I do know Spoony One, what do you think of his work in 10 words or less? Creative but scripted. 3 words. Creative but scripted. Ooh. Okay. SmackdownAddict asks, which superhero would you want to have a new movie? I wouldn't mind seeing a Catwoman movie without Halle Berry in it. That would be nice. Well, let's like, what's a cool superhero? I don't know. I mean, I like Batman, but there's lots of Batman movies. I guess I don't follow superheroes as much as some people. Ooh, actually, it's not really a superhero, but I would love to see a movie from the perspective of Lex Luthor. Like, he's the protagonist in the movie, Lex Luthor. That would be pretty cool. Okay, moving on. Do you think that superhero movie you just picked will be better than The Dark Knight? No. That was also SmackDownaddict. Shadow Eagle 89 asks, I see that you have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 on. You don't have it on your playlist anymore. Is it because you believe it is too scripted, or because of the dedicated server debacle? Well, I could just say neither and be done with it, but I guess you probably want more answer than that. Because I feel it is a generic FPS wartime game. I think it is one of the best. It's the most realistic, the most intense, the most graphically pleasing, but there's no gameplay. I mean, you have to have some sort of creativity. It has to be a game. I mean, I used to think that the closer a game is to real life, the better it is. It's not true. It's not true. It's got to have a game element. A puzzle game where you're firing little globs up at the ceilings so that it knocks out a hole. That's a game. That has more gameplay than most of our FPS combat games. It's depressing. It's like, come on, make it a game. If I wanted to play a movie, I would play a movie. I wouldn't use the... okay. Okay, Shadow Eagle 89 also asks, if you had to choose between never being able to have sex again or losing 10 years of your approximate lifespan, which would you choose and why? Well, there are ways of being intimate that aren't technically sex, but I figure you're meaning the general field of sexual intimacy. And if I had to never do that again, I would probably prefer to lose 10 years off of my life, especially since I'm assuming that would be the end years of my life, because sexual intimacy is a major thing to strive for in one's life. So, okay, Googs asks, will I marry him? Or her. Possibly, but I'd probably like to get to know you better. Jono8825 asks, so do you reckon you could do an LP of Dark Reign 2? I reckon I could. Sysouvanh asks, hey, could you do another co-op LP? Thanks, Borderlands? I could. Sysouvanh asks, would you like a new commuter with 2 EVGA, 295 co-op, Edson, AMD Phenom 2 Black, 3 solid hard drives with a 2 gigabyte Hyperpium drive, 32 gig RAM, and yada yada yada? Sure. That would be nice. PPC Dude 96 asks, do you like Metal Gear Solid series? I think I've played Metal Gear, like one of the really old ones, but I don't think I've played Metal Gear Solid. It looks like Thief. It's one of those stealthy games that I don't like, so I avoided it, so no, I do not like it. Unless I'm wrong.